All right. So there's this interesting step number 9 here. You know, so you've got who's your customer, and then you do all this red stuff of what can we do for our customer, what's the core, and right in the middle of this is step number 9, who are the next 10 customers? And people say, damn, I'll just do that up here while I'm doing all the blue, I'm in that mode, I'll just get the next 10 customers. Why would I drop this blue one right in the middle of the red ones?
Because you still don't know who your customer is yet.
No, we chose our persona right here in step 5, right? By the way, you don't have to absolutely pay attention. You don't have to do every step sequentially. And if you don't, you fail. But there's a reason why it looks like this. And let me just explain to you. You figure out who are all the potential markets and then kind of build profiles of them. You choose your beachhead market. You then build a robust profile of that. You figure if the market's big enough or too big. If it's too big, you iterate. If it's too small, you kill it and start over again. And then you move to really make one single persona, one person who will robustly represent the end user profile. Once we have that persona, then we build the full life cycle use case. How do they find out about this? How do they become aware of this? How do they then analyze which product to buy? How do they then buy our product, install our product, get value, pay for it, buy more, and that's the full life cycle use case. So here you have to drive back to, do they know they have a problem? You know? Because you have a great app, and then this is what I have my idea. People just keep rewriting their app, and they're like, why don't I get market traction? Well, and they think, well, if I just write the app better, they will. Is that the problem? Do they need to focus on writing better code? What's the problem? Nobody knows about it. Nobody knows about it. You know, that's the problem. And so that is at the upfront stage of it. How do people know they have a problem? How do they know that you exist? And then how do they analyze you and make the decision to acquire your product? This is why windows of opportunities and triggers are so important, right in there. The high-level product specification is, now we're moving to build a brochure. We're not building the product. Where's my friend with the landing pages? The love of the landing pages. There you are. You're also the Dollar Shave Club guy, too. Yeah. At this point, you build a brochure. Actually, you build multiple brochures, and you take them out, and you say, here to people, is this interesting to you? Is this what you're looking for? You do not build the product, right? You do not build the product. Why don't you build the product? It costs money. You're invested in it. How? And what's that called? Okay, this is called the IKEA effect. Do you know IKEA? IKEA? You know IKEA? All right, so here's IKEA. You go into the store at IKEA and you say, I need a chair. And then you see this chair, and the chair costs like $45. You're like, that's an incredible chair for $45. What a deal. So I'm going to get the chair. So you take the slip out of the back, and you go and you're checking out. And as you're checking out, they bring a box out to you, and you go, what's that? And they say, that's the chair. You build the chair, and it will cost, you build it yourself. That's why it costs $45. They say, well, I wanted the chair built. And they say, oh, that will cost you $20. You say, $20? What do you mean? The chair just costs $45. I'm paying you $20 to make it? No way. I'm an engineer. I can do anything, right? I can make a chair. So you take this chair and you bring it home, right, from IKEA. You take it out of the boxes, and the first thing is the goddamn instructions are in Swedish, right? Like you were going to read them anyway, but you take a quick look, you go, this is hopeless. But that's okay. I'm an engineer. I will not be defeated by the Swedes. We will build this chair. And so you start building the chair. It has 800 parts, and you're like, I'm not going to be defeated. I am a college graduate. I'm an engineer. We will build this chair. And so you're up there, and this is going on for a good hour and a half, 2 hours. And your significant other is going, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm building a chair. That's what you've been doing for 2 hours? Don't worry, I'll be done soon. 2 hours later, they call up and say, we're supposed to be at dinner. And you say, I'm almost done, right? And you're almost done. And because you've now got this thing, it's taken 4 hours, and it's time to go out to dinner. And it's together, look, but it's a little wobbly. And you turn around, and you go, well, I think I'm done. It must wobble. That's the way it's built. And there are 2 parts on the ground, right? And what do you do with those 2 parts? As quickly as you can. You don't want anybody else to see that. You get those suckers out of there. Because you'll never hear the end of it. Are you married? Yeah, so you do not. You get rid of that. Just trust me. I've been married for 35 plus years. Throw it out before they see it, right? And now you've got this wobbly chair, but you're late for dinner, and here you go.
Did you get the slip cover?
Did I get the slip cover? No. I never get the slip cover. No. No, there's no slip cover. This is it. It's right here. It's wobbly. All right?
There was no slip cover.
Yeah.
Didn't sit on it for 3 days. I had to go back.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have therapy sessions for you too with our friend, with our other friend back there. So here it is. It's wobbly. See, it's wobbly. So that's the chair. I built it. I've never built an IKEA chair before. So some less intelligent life form, that means they're not an engineer, they go to IKEA and they buy the same chair and they say, when they check out, they go, $20? Is it hard to build? And they said, well, it'll probably take you 2 or 3 hours. Has the person who built this thing, who would build it for me, has everybody built it before? Yeah, they built 1,000 of them. It'll be ready in probably half an hour if you're willing to wait. So this lower life form, called an economist, then says, 20, no, please do build it. If the person's an expert, I'll only have to wait a half hour. I'll go get the food they have at IKEA. It's very cheap. And I'll be right back. And they build the chair, and it's perfectly built. It is perfectly built. And the chair is here. It's the same chair. And this chair, however, was built by an expert, and it does not wobble. It does not wobble. Got it? It's rock solid, exactly the same chair. There's no 2 parts that were thrown out. Right? Which chair do you want? The well-built chair built by the expert or the wobbly chair built by some knucklehead? Everybody wants this chair, right? And they do studies to show that you would pay more for this chair built by the expert. Every single person in this room, right? Except for one person. The one who built this. That is correct. That's what's called the IKEA effect. You can look this up on the internet. Daniel Orelli has showed this through studies, that not only will I pay more for this chair, knowing that it's built insufficiently and it wobbles, I will hold on to this chair and I will throw that chair out and I will keep this chair.
It has emotional attachment.
That's correct. Who is that? Colombia? Yes.
I have built IKEA stuff.
Yeah. So let's just think about that. Does that make any sense at all?
Well, you've already been through the trouble, so you might as well.
Who gives a shit? This chair is better. Your friends come over and you've got a wobbly chair.
You didn't wake up thinking that you would get like a chair made by you, and now you do.
You cannot justify this in a rational way. Right? It's built. Who cares who built it? I want the better built chair than the less better built.
But this one has ownership and emotional attachment.
It has emotional attachment. Yes, these are things called feelings. You shouldn't care about feelings, right? Yes, Montreal.
It's more valuable to you because you have invested energy and time and resources and like make it happen.
Yeah, but economically, this chair is worth more in the marketplace. This is a better chair. Do we all agree on that? Yes. So if I'm going to create a product and move it to the market, I would move this product to the market because people will pay more than this chair, right? Except that's not what we do. We push this chair and say, this is a great chair, right? Because the IKEA effect, as soon as we are invested in it, we get out of inquiry mode and we get into advocacy mode. If you ever have developed a product and you watch engineers, they will then, if they write a product and they'll say, let's see how the user reacts to it. And then she'll be using it and we'll be going, oh, it's not working very well. And the person who develops goes, no, she's a knucklehead. Let me show her how to use it. Here's how you use it. It's like, no, that's exactly the wrong thing. The user's supposed to know how to do it. Oh, they don't get it. No, that's the IKEA effect. You move into advocacy mode when you should be in inquiry mode. So you don't build the product. You build a brochure, and you build multiple brochures, and you say, do you like this or do you like that? And they say, oh, I don't like that one, so I'm not invested in it. I will change. What do you like? What do you not like? And then I'll just go make another one. It doesn't cost me money. My iterative time is much faster, and I can stay in inquiry mode. This is the problems we were talking about with the lean startup movement, why our friend over here, Mr. Dollar Shave Club, and love of landing pages is right. Landing pages are great. They're just online brochures where you get people to look at stuff and react to it. And that's what step number 7 is. Build brochures now that are not focused on how it works, but remember Simon Sinek? Don't focus on the how and the what, focus on the why. Focus on the why, but say, here's what the general product looks like. And this will start to coalesce your team around what it is, right? Now we're starting to move from this was a general problem, and then later on you're going to start saying, okay, here's a brochure. Here's what it is to solve the discomforts that these people have. And that will force your team to come up with what the product is. And you will think that everybody agrees on what the product is. But once you start building that brochure, you will start realizing that everybody doesn't agree on the same thing. And this is a process of convergence to get you there. And then you build that, but then you have to take it out to the customers, you iterate with them, you test whether that product idea would then give the quantified value proposition against the number one thing that this persona cares about. So now we've done all these steps. Why do we have this step here, the next 10 customers? Let's look at that. People say, screw that, I'm ready to go. Let's move on, let's just move fast. Keep calm and trust the process. On the road to success, there are no shortcuts, all right? You got that? And remember, same product, same value proposition, word of mouth. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for homogeneous customers, all right? So I'm going to jump through this. This is in the workbook, but it just says, who are the next 10 customers? There's actual names of people. This is really good, all right? Oops. Okay. 4:30. Can we change that? Can we change that to 27 minutes? Because wait, what time do I need to start? 5 o'clock? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. I'm sorry. So this is your next 10 customers, step 9. So you should fill out the worksheet that says, here's the next 10 customers. Real people, not like I met them on the internet. These are real people that you've spoken to. And now we're going to start collecting information on those people. In this case, they said committed to rent gear for the following. Gear Up is a company that's basically an Airbnb for ski equipment at ski resorts. Or, it's for people who just want to rent stuff from other people and not go through the expensive rentals at the store, at mountains and other places. So committed to rent the following gear: camping and snowboarding, skiing and camping, camping and skiing, hiking and camping. How committed are they? It shows, do they own their own gear? Where do they live? What gender are they? And what occupation do they have? So let's just break this down. Is this a good, you're grading this, all right? And I was grading it. Is this a good job? First of all, I like this. Real people, good. Yes. So now you're saying, does this customer want our product? But this next one, committed to rent gear. Yeah, we're interested to know their interest level. Camping and snowboarding, skiing and camping and skiing, hiking and camping. What do you think about this? I don't like it. Why don't I like it? Because you're trying to reduce this and make it as simple as you can. You're trying to get a very homogeneous 10 customers that if I sell it to you, I can sell it to you, I can sell it to you, I can sell it to you. It's the same thing. Camping is not the same thing as snowboarding. Snowboarding is not the same thing as skiing. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. This is not crystal clear and focused. Commitment level. All right, this is okay, how interested they are. That means they're actually interested. Good. This is what Giovanni never got for the Lamborghinis, right? Do they own gear? Well, actually, this is a two-sided market. And you want people who own gear at the mountains and people who are going to the mountains to do this. So they really haven't figured out the two-sided market very well here. You want people who own gear at the mountains and people going to the mountains don't own gear. So this is really, we're now starting to see that this is not really where it should be. And now they should have had a two-sided market. LA, is this a user or a renter? I don't know. It's a user, then the area question is, if that's where they're from and they're a user, where are they going? Are they going to Lake Tahoe or are they going to Vermont, right? So they really haven't broken down this to the two-sided marketplace because you can't just have 10 customers. And you have to have 10 on this side and 10 on that side and then know who owns the gear and who's willing to rent the gear and are they geographically lined up. Now, where they come from is not as important, you might say, but actually it is important because we're going to have to go out and identify those people and let them know that this service exists. And so we would like to see geographic concentration to make that happen, unless geographic concentration is not important because the watering hole is virtual. But we need to know that they go to the same place. Yes? What's that?
You can entangle this through a landing page.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. I'm all in with landing pages. I'm not as enthused about your Dollar Shave Club fetish, but that's another. But the gender here, male or female, does this matter? Why? They have different needs and you may have to market to them different, most likely. Maybe or maybe not, but most likely I would like to see this more homogeneous because the message to males will be probably different than females. The product itself might be different. And occupation and salary, this is good. All right, so once you do this step, then you come back out and you discuss what you learned from your PMR. Again, remember, PMR doesn't stop. You're not just going to do it for 2 hours and then we're done for the rest of the week. You get your 10 customers and say, all right, how did we do that? What hypotheses did we validate? Which ones did we reject? Which ones are still pending? And then what other stuff did we learn here? And this is an example of what you do after step 9 and why step 9 is so important. And here's a better one called Build Line, where they had a three-sided market. It was a contractor that had designers, suppliers, and contractors. And this was so good that they not only had the names of them, they had the emails and phone numbers. I had to block it out. And they actually had very detailed, were they a good demographic, psychographic fit? Were they a good use case fit? Were they a good value prop fit? Have we contacted them? And how interested are they? And they got all three sides of the marketplace in the class. This really de-risks their business. Like when you see this, you're like, shit, that is de-risked. You can go to market now. This is not what Giovanni did in the Lamborghini case, right? So again, after they did this, what did they learn? What was the methodology? So you often change your persona after step 9. You had what you thought was the best persona. Now you got 10 more customers. You find out this one's a better persona. This one's a better persona, right? So here's the worksheet. Here's what's the customer name, what's relevant info, Title is very relevant for a B2B. What's contact information? And then what type of fit for the steps before? The demographic, psychographic fit, was it good, medium, poor? What the use case fit, was it a good, medium, poor? The value prop? This basically says same sales cycle, right? That tells you the same sales cycle. This tells you over here level of interest. Have we contacted them, level of interest, and source? So let's do a little exercise here, because it's much more fun for have you work than me talk, right? Here's team 1, and here's team 2. I want you to look, first of all, at team 1, and you'll have 2 minutes to analyze this. What do you like about this? A means the fit is excellent. So let's just go here. There's a name over here blocked off, and they said excellent demographic fit, excellent psychographic fit, excellent use case fit, excellent value, excellent overall. We've contacted them. They've signed a letter of intent, and we got them from our persona. All right? As we go here, we find B means it's a medium fit, medium fit. It's actually a poor use case fit. Value prop is okay, not great. Overall, and we contacted them, and they are interested in buying it, and they're a friend of ours from school. All right? So everybody see this? I want you now, for the next 2 minutes, what do you like about this, and what do you don't like about it in your groups? This is a quick one. All right, let's go around. What do you all like on team 1? Yes, what do you like? There's always something to like. What's that? Very organized? Yeah, but they just fill out the worksheet. This is a worksheet I give them in class, so they must be organized. What do we like? He talked to everyone. Contacted all these people. Good. That's correct. What else do we like? Yes? They all seem to be interested. Boom. We are done, baby. We got 10 more customers. We love it, right? No. We don't love it?
This sample is not good actually. It's not a case for him to accelerate to the next level because all of them are out of the personas. It's all influenced to say.
Everyone hear what he's saying? That's correct. What we like here is they contacted them, they're all interested. But they're not good fits here. You don't have the homogeneous. You want everyone to be the same. You want everyone to be the same. There's something else that I don't like about this. Yes, sir. No, actually, you haven't gotten to talk in a while. Boom. Okay, what's that say?
That says that they are willing to buy the product not because of the product itself, but because of me or that.
Yeah, you're just incredibly charismatic. That's correct. This is what's called social acceptability bias. All right? So what this team did, this was a team of MBAs. And what they did was they were like, they'd worked in companies before. They said, the goal of this exercise is to get 10 letters of intent. Let's get that done quick. Do you want to buy it? Thank you. Good. You're my friend. You want to buy it? Good. You're my friend. Good. You want to buy it? Good. You're my friend. 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 Hey, let's go party. We got this done. We're going to get an A in this. All right? That's not the objective of this exercise. Everybody get that? You want to find 10 of the most equal people that do it for arm's length reason. They do it because it's a good product, not because they're your friend and they want to go out and drink with you. Let's go to team number 2. Same thing. You got 2 minutes. Do this one quickly. What do you like? What do you not like? Wait, just do it amongst your teams. You'll learn more if you do it in teams. All right. Well, yes.
I wanted to ask you, we were discussing this earlier. Usually, friends and family help business get off.
Yes.
But how do you balance this? One thing is to identify a real market that's not biased.
Yeah,
But you still rely on these people that actually
Yeah.
who are your fans.
yeah.
How do you balance?
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I'm trying to teach you what you should do, right? Right? Just like the Volvo and Lamborghini. Sometimes but like when you talk about Bezos, the first ones they sold to were their family, right? But you know where you want to go, all right? So let's just go through. Who hasn't answered? In the back row. What do you like about this? We got 3 things we like. Yes. Professor, you've been quiet all day. Professor, let's hear from you. Throw some wisdom on us, baby. Only one thing, though. One thing that you like. What's the best thing about them?
What I like about it is the fact that they have actually gone out and excluded their family members or,
Boom. The first thing, the professor comes through again. The first thing that I look at is source, methodology, right? Because if there's not kind of an arm's length, the rest of the data is highly, highly questionable, right? So they understood that they needed to go out and get people without biases. Excellent. Let's go right here. Tell me one other thing you love about them. Yeah, you've got a fabulous fit here. They freaking get it, man. Like, and the least important one is usually demographics, by the way, because demographics matter less than psychographics. Any marketeer will tell you that. People don't buy because they're a certain age. They buy because they have a certain need, right? But demographics are important because it's a way for you to identify them and find them. So excellent. Methodology first, excellent fit. There's one last thing in here that's beautiful. Wait, I've already called on you. Yes?
I was thinking the engagement column.
Yes?
The customer said they need to more about the product. It means that it's a good feedback. Is there something missing either in the...
Needs to know more. You like that? That's okay. That's not bad. There's something I love about this. Yes. Guatemala.
Yeah,
Throw it on us.
sure. To some extent, actually, he's doing a good job in the engagement because he's actually profiling their persona and their closing rate is more realistic.
That's not what I'm looking for. There's one other beautiful, beautiful thing here. I already called you, Professor. Person in the white shirt, where are you from? Nepal. Oh, I love Nepal. There's 2 here from Nepal, right? Yeah, where's the other one? He's climbing, all right? All right. What do you like?
So they have probably 10 homogeneous people.
No, we already got that. There's one beautiful, beautiful thing. Yes.
Needs it now, champion.
Boom, right there, baby. Everybody see that? You freaking love that. You've just found a vein of gold. Someone A+ needs it now. Get me this thing. I'll pay you. This is not a vitamin pill for that person. This is I gotta have it. I gotta have it. Everybody see that one right there? This is where we go first. Good methodology. Excellent execution of the process. And now I got someone who needs it now. I love this one.
I have a question. What does contact mean? Like they've actually spoken to them?
Yes, they've actually spoken to the person.
Like in number 9, like they haven't spoken to
Okay, now we're flipping over, right? Nothing's perfect. All right, that's all right. You can be a hater now. We just were lovers a minute ago. We can be a hater.
So I was just wondering, like how did they know that this person is interested, but they haven't spoken to them? Or her?
Yeah.
Like in number 9.
So what worries us about this is number 9, we haven't spoken to them yet, but they need to know more, but they're interested and they're from the industry group. Does that make sense?
Probably they spoke to you from the channel.
They could have visited their webpage. All right, let me just short circuit this. Patagonia, you want to take one shot? You cracked a tough one yesterday.
I think it's like almost a contradiction in sort of saying you've got an excellent use case, but then on the other end, the engagement, you barely even engage.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
So let me ask you a question. You cracked one yesterday. What do you think the composition of this team is?
Well, I think the composition,
Yeah.
I
No.
I've had somebody from the industry.
I know there's more very optimistic.
No. Come on, there's got to be.
Not only with this happening, we don't have the bulk of.
This is, okay, so you probably don't know, this is a team of chemical engineers. Like, chemical engineers. Do anyone know chemical engineers? Yeah, they love process. They love process. But they do not like humans. Like, an extroverted chemical engineer is someone who looks at your shoes, not just their shoes, you know? You're a chemical engineer. There you go. And this team was made up of chemical engineers at MIT, and they understood the process. This team, this was MBAs. They didn't give a shit. They just wanted to, it was just get the order and let's go party, right? We can talk to anybody all day, but screw process. We don't want to do that. We want to synergize. And these people, they love the freaking process. They understood, you got to go out and get this. They understood this, and like somebody said, they were at the website and saying, this person is a good fit. I know them because I looked them up on LinkedIn, right? So, like, these people lacked they needed one of these people who could actually go talk to human beings, this carbon-based life form called humans that they could speak to, right? So you got to look at this, and someone pointed out, going, what do you mean? Not yet, and they need to know. To a chemical engineer, that makes sense. but to a business person, that does not make sense, right? They understand the process, but they don't go out and do good primary market research in talking to people, right? So what do? I mean, this is actually, basically what you do is you take one person from this team. This team is beyond hope, right? You take one person from this team and you put them on this team and you flesh this out to find if it's really true. And then you start getting these, you contact them. What does early stages mean? Like,
Send them an email. I sent an email.
I sent them an email, but they didn't respond. Yeah. Yeah. You've got a lot of empathy for chemical engineers. Yeah. But these people think it's all just about closing the deal. These people think it's all about the process. So if you took someone from the other team and put it on this team, you could really have something here, right? Because they've actually done the identification here. They have one person that they've contacted who's going nuts about it, and they understand that they want a homogeneous group. This team doesn't really understand. They think it's just get the orders. And you know, when you push them, they're like, oh, we're trying to get many different market segments to show the follow market. Bullshit, you were just trying to get the job done and get out, right? That's not the job. This is not a time to get the follow-on market. Your 10 customers are in your beachhead market. Sometimes people say, well, there's only 10 customers in our market. You know, well, actually, if you're selling to an IBM or a General Electric or a Google, there's probably 10 customers within Google who are homogenous that would buy your product. They don't just buy one. There's different data centers that would buy it. There's different HR departments that would buy it. So it's not just the organization, it's the person within an organization that would represent that. Everybody got this? And once you've done this, if you do this, it'll be really hard for you to get it done. But this so de-risks your business, because now you have someone who will buy your product, the same sales cycle, and it's very, very likely that word of mouth is not only there, if it's not there, you can get it going, because you just got to chase back the watering holes right now. All right, that's why, yes?
I just had a quick question on that as well, talking about word of mouth. So, is that also helped by geographical location? In that, you know, if you're focusing on building a customer base,
Yeah.
better to choose one specific geographical
Yeah.
location, even if it's an online thing. Just purely
So historically the answer has been you segment on geo. You segment on geography, on a region. But today sometimes with online things, it can spread very far and wide, very, very quickly through certain groups, industry groups, blogs can go that way. I still think people underestimate the power of geography. And let me also say that someone who buys, especially for B2C, someone who buys a product in France, you need a different persona in France than for exactly the same product in Germany, and certainly the United States. So you're going to have to build products based on cultural differences, not just geographic differences. So I think region is very important. Now, that being said, there are some things that just seem to spread across borders now, and that's happening more and more. But I believe geography is a very important way to do your beachhead market. I'm still of that school. I don't know what you think, Mr. Dollar Shave Club / landing page.
You know, I agree with it actually, because you can't do.
We agree. Yeah.
You can't do different landing pages because you have to translate it to different languages.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of millennials just feel like, no, it's all the same. Men and women are all the same. It's just like, they're just a bunch of electrons to me on my screen. And I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Now, I'm old school. So geo, to me, I would tell you geo matters. I would tell you for sure you should think about whether you should segment on that. And then if you choose not to, then you should have a pretty clear reason why not. Okay, so PMR is very important. You're doing it throughout. Step 9 is a really good place to do that, and that's your North Star that's going to lead you to where you're going to go. And we went through this before, so now let's go to